And welcome. This is the Alpha Las Vegas Open, the third of 6 events of the CSI Predator Pro Billiard Series for 2022. The field was increased from 128 players to 192 players vying for that $125,000 in prize fund. This is a third round, one lost side match between Skylar Woodward and Roman Hybler. This is George T.H. in the booth, joined by the man from New York City, now living in Florida, Tony Robles.
How are you, George?
I'm doing great, buddy. Doing great. Glad to see you in the booth. Glad to have you here.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and I was watching the first match of the day with you and Mark White on commentary. What a great match with Kopin Chang
Yeah, that was a
and
good.
that young gentleman from Washington.
They put on a little bit of show. The young man from Washington had some good chances. He got hurt by a couple of one big unfortunate scratch. But as we talked earlier, it was predictable.
Yeah. Well, straight off the bat, Skyler hit the balls pretty good, failed to make a ball on the break. I remember yesterday, one of the players, David Arcadia, was breaking from the left side corner. And he never failed to make a ball on the break the entire match.
I heard that. I think Mark said something about that to me, and I've been watching them break, and some players just seem to get what they want out of the break, but not too many players have had a lot of success in just really maintaining control of it.
That's correct. Yeah. Well, right here, I think the key here is the 3 to the 4. You know, depending whether or not he likes that combination, I kind of like leaving the cue ball on the side of the table where it was before he shot the one ball, and possibly playing the 4 in the corner in the side pocket. What do you think, George?
Well, if he gets good on the 3, he can come over by the 5 for this 4 in the side pocket, and then just everything opens up from there. Even the 6 ball up on top by the 8. But he'll handle it. We had him. He was a very opening match on day 1 versus Max Eberly, I believe it was. And he's a good player. He is a 762 Fargo, where Sky, of course, is the second highest rated American player at 802. And to me, for the cash, I like Sky for just about anything. He just seems to do so well. He's so good under pressure.
And he's just so confident.
Exactly.
So I think he's going to elect to shoot the combination here. That's what it looks like. And that's probably the smartest thing because at least he's giving himself a shot at the rack, you know?
It lays nice to get the cue ball right back where it's at. If he can get right back where he's at, he's got a good shot at this combo. He's going underneath the shooter in the side.
He did. All right.
Yeah, or in the corner. Yeah, if he goes further, he's got the side. If he's there, he's got the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I give him credit. He hit that really good because that was a very touchy shot. He had to hit it with the correct speed. You know, he hits it softer, he ends up behind the 10. He hits it harder, possibly behind the 5 or coming off the 5 and scratching. So it's a very delicate shot.
By the trajectory of the cue ball coming off the rail, looks like he was coming right at the 5, so he would have been in good shape.
Now the key is, will he play? Ooh, well, for a second there, I thought he missed that.
Yeah, well, they're still sliding.
Yeah.
And New Cloth is still sliding.
So if he comes close to that side pocket, I'm assuming he wants to leave it by where the head spot is. He needs to make sure he gets past the 10 ball,
Right.
but I like coming as close to that side pocket while avoiding the scratch. Unless he can inside spin it, I don't think he could do that. I guess he has a pretty thin hit. No, he doesn't. Look, close to the side pocket. That's the only way you're going to get to that side of the...
He went above, yeah. Now, see, I was going to ask you, on that shot before he shot it, would you consider going all the way to the hedge rail and coming over, like playing the cue ball like 4 rails to the other pocket? You know,
absolutely,
because that way he comes in there, opens it up.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that shot at all.
But he got good here. He got real good here. But now getting in the 7 is going to be real tough, unless he hits the 8.
Well, I kind of think that's the reason why he went that route, because it gave him the option to come back to that side. Whereas if he would have gone the 4-rail route that we were talking about, he would have wound up on the wrong side of the 6. He would have had to go to the right side of the table and back with an inside spin or something.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think he's negotiated this very, very well. Both shots from the from the 5 to the 6, and even from the 6 to the 7 here. He's got a cut here on this ball, and that's not going to this. The cloth isn't that new, and of course that wasn't hit a little deep enough. A little bit too much rail there.
Yeah,
so
I'm not even
up.
sure if that one would have gone in, even if he didn't.
So with less speed. Yeah.
Even if he were less speed, maybe not,
Yeah,
because I mean, it you know, normally when about half the ball, a quarter of the ball hits a point, it might have a chance. It was like 3/4 of the ball hit the point, you know.
Yeah. Well, these are races to 4, 2 races to 4. Shootout determines the winner if they're tied. And Sky looks like he's going to be able to handle these 2 balls pretty well, and then break from there to continue. But let's see if he gets these down. It's funny how this shot right here can. I've seen some very high-rated players miss something like this. Usually with the cue ball a little bit more towards the rail.
Yeah, you want to stun follow this one with a little speed, just to make sure that. Yeah.
Yep.
He just happens to have that angle where if he hit it with follow, he runs straight into the 10. You don't want to risk that.
And he does take the first game. Winner break format. 30-second shot clock. They have 60 seconds after the break to determine and plan out their routes. And after that, they have a 30-second extension. Players do. We are at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. This is part of the CSI International Expo and comprised of just so many amateur players, the BCA World Championships, the USA National Championships. We also have the first Las Vegas Women's Open, Alpha Women's Open. And right after this tournament, a day later, a lot of these players will be playing in the Predator World 10 ball with 128 players this year instead of 64. Back to the action. Sky to break them, and Tony to tell you just how he's going to work his way around things.
But you see, he broke from the corner, and he made 3 balls on the break. Look at that.
He may not be done yet. So I thought that 7 ball was tracking to go in. Too bad he doesn't have a offensive shot on this 1 ball. Unless he decides to shoot it off the 8 up there on top. I don't think he will. What would you suggest here? I'm kind of, we'd try to get the cue ball behind the 10 and go 2 rails to the middle of the table.
Yeah, or he can thin it and send it by the top rail, by the center, have the cue ball go behind the 4, 10, or possibly behind the 9, depending on whether or not he can control it. The other one would be double bank it, pass the 4 ball between the 5 and the 8 and leave the cue ball. You see, he's looking to hit the cue ball there. So he can either double bank it or hit it thin and come off the long rail to the short rail and then send the cue ball underneath those balls. Either way, he has a good shot here. He still has to hit it good, though.
He still has to execute it,
Yep.
But that's what I was thinking to begin with.
And that's what I said, depending on whether or not he could control it. Yeah, he hit it great.
And he hit it great. Yeah, it looks like he's found cover. He might have, he's got cover. I don't know, it looks like, by watching Roman, it looks like he may have the edge.
I mean, Roman, if he has the edge, I would try to put the cue ball underneath the 9 here, hit it super thin. Even though I know I have to hit it perfect, I mean, that's all I really see here.
That would be quite a bit of an edge, and he did. He did have it because he hit quite a bit of ball, and he's going to get underneath this 9 ball.
He got it there.
Look at this shot.
Yeah,
what a beautiful shot.
Like I said, he had to hit it perfect, but that's the only real defensive shot that I think he had there. Because the other route was to go long rail and run into the 1 and hope the cue ball makes C8 or the 1 makes C8, and that's a low percentage shot.
He's calling the 1 ball here. Folks, on the right next on your scoreboard here, right next to the player's name is their Fargo rate. I see Skyler is at 801. That's what he signed up as. Fargo scores change from day to day sometimes, and he's gone up to 802. Not that it makes a difference. I just thought I'd point that out.
Gotcha. They do change daily, though.
Yeah, they do change, yeah. Sometimes you don't even play games. Why did it change? Well, that has to do with players that you played, maybe had some great success, and it affected their ratings, so they're all connected, and it affected yours by a point.
I'm wondering if he has to elevate here in order to avoid running into the 10, George. You know,
That's a good. That's a good catch. It's going to be real close to the 10. And if
called
he hits the
extension.
top of it, like you just mentioned, he will probably go into it. So looks like he's trying to get down on it a little bit.
If he hits the right side of the 10, he's in good shape as long as he hits it on the thin side. I didn't even run into it. That's even better.
Yeah, he had a little outside English
Yep.
on that.
Yep.
Just like you called it. So what's great about having Tony in the booth, he just calls them.
I don't
way
always
I don't
call
have to
them. It's
try
hard
to.
to see these angles sometimes. We were just discussing. It's hard
Well,
to
yeah,
call
we
some
were.
shots when you can't see the proper angles sometimes, you know?
Yeah, and we'll let you guys know that, we're looking at a monitor and a piece of the table. The player always has the best angle view. We don't. So we try to make a call for you. We may be successful some of the time, but most of the time, in fact, all of the time, the player usually sees something a little different than we do.
Over here, you don't want to move the 8 too much. If you move it, you move it. But, you know, now you just got to work just a little extra hard to get on the 8. Not a big deal because he didn't end up with a big angle on the 7.
Yeah.
Anywhere. I'm talking about literally anywhere near the center of the table. He's in good shape.
Yeah, Roman played a good match against Max Eberly here on this table and actually won in the shootout. And
See, and this is something that I teach my students. When they shoot the 7 ball that he shot, especially when you're playing on a slick cloth, always shoot to overhit it a bit, but not so much, because if he would have hit that just a little harder, he would have to bridge over the 10 ball,
right, yeah.
which makes the shot a lot more difficult. Ooh,
Oh.
wow.
I kind of looked away just when he stroked the ball, but out of the corner of my eye, I thought he moved. It was a quick backswing.
He steered it. Yeah.
Okay.
He steered,
Yeah, I thought I saw something a little funny. Yeah.
And I think Sky can see just enough of this to, he could just spin this with
with
right to throw the 9 ball a little bit to the left. He doesn't really have to hit it that hard.
To get the cue ball over, and he did. Big opening for Sky.
One pocket. He's playing one pocket 10 ball.
And we'll go to a break right after this 10 ball and be back in a couple of minutes. And we are back. at the Alfa Las Vegas Open with Sky Woodward to break the third game of the first set, leading 2-0 over Roman Hybler, Czech player from living in Germany. Sponsored by Mezcues, Electro Junker, Kamui. This is a third round, one loss side match. Players must win one more match to get into that second stage of this all-important Alfa Las Vegas Open. 192 players vying for $125,000 in prize money. $30,000 first prize. Eye on the prize.
That's right. It's got a nice two-way shot here, George. Shoot it in the corner. Automatic position on the two ball.
And probably a safety if he misses.
Yep. Might have gotten a little too straight here. He's going to have to make sure he gets past that 8 ball. Unless he just wants to stop it there and shoot a jump shot on the 3.
Just you like jump shots?
Yeah, just kidding, just kidding.
He is pretty straight. Would you, as I look at this from this angle right here, it looks like he can draw back and catch the point of the pocket.
I can't tell. If he can, then he's going to have to hit it with a little bit of speed to make sure that if he does catch a point, but you have to be careful because the dangerous part of that shot is if you miss the point, you draw straight into the corner. It's
all the way back.
A little touchy.
Yes.
So it's a touchy shot. I would prefer to play the 3 in the top left-hand corner. Yeah, well, that's what he was going to. But you see how he overdrew that. He overdrew that.
Oh boy,
he was going right towards the corner.
Well, he played side pocket shape. That's like real short rail position.
Yeah. You have to hit that with pretty good speed. I'm pretty sure he wanted to play it in the corner, but he hit it with. He made sure he hit it with enough speed to avoid a scratch.
Well, he came out smelling like a rose because look at this 4-10 combo.
Or the billiard. I don't know if he's going to play the billiard or the combo. I can't tell from here. Guess he's going to go for the combo. These young kids nowadays make these combos look like they're front of the pocket. It's unbelievable.
We saw a couple of good ones yesterday. I saw a beautiful jump combo executed by Joven Bustamante versus Oscar Dominguez. It was one of the best shots I've seen. And Skyler comes with a great shot right there for game number 3 in the first set.
Hell of a combination shot there.
Skyler, the second highest rated American player, according to Fargo. Mosconi Cup VIP. You've had some experience with that, Tony, with Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, I was just talking to Jeremy Jones about it a little while ago, how he pocketed the winning 9-ball in 03.
Okay.
We had the pleasure of playing on the same team in 03 and 04, and what a great time it was.
I can imagine. I get to sit in the booth with Jeremy, and I hear some rather interesting stories, and have a lot of respect for the man.
Yeah. He's one hell of a player, always has been, and still is. Almost pulled off a big major upset in the Mosconi Cup last year. I thought he did very well that last game. That it was kind of unfortunate. Well, let's see how he does here. Let's see if that 1 ball goes towards the side pocket. See if the 4-railer still goes from here.
1 ball almost went straight in. Is something going in? It doesn't appear to.
So.
Now we've got a 3-ball tied up by the 9, but other than that, an opening shot on the 1, an open 2-ball in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, I can't tell if the 3 goes in the side. It doesn't look like it does past the 9-ball, but the 3-9 combo might be on.
See if he can get an angle to go into the 3 if he's able to, off the 2. Did he get up too high? No, but he's on the rail. That tells me no angle for the 3.
Yeah, I think he's going to shoot the 3-9 combo unless the 3 goes in the side. I can't see any other, unless he wants to play, safe off the 3. That's the only other thing that I can think of.
What about a billiard on the 9?
That's a very good shot, actually. Didn't see that. That's a good call there, George. Very, very good call. Now he would have to do is negotiate a position on the 3-ball, right?
It should come right up and into the corner. That corner. He's opened it up. He's developed what looks to be a very runnable table.
I think over here you need to go 2 rails. Leave the cue ball about where it's at right now. Oh, he's going to draw. Oh, so he could see. But see, this is what I was talking about earlier. See, from the angle we had, didn't look like he could draw.
You're very right. Yeah, from when we were looking at the monitor, it just looks like he have to go. It was easier to go 2 rails around the 4.
But fortunately for him, it was a good thing that he could, because he was able to get on the correct side of the 4 due to the fact that he can draw, right?
And he did a good job with the cue ball to lead to the 5, and the rest of this looks very, how should I say, doable.
Runnable, if there's such a word.
Runnable, yeah, there you go. Well, we make them up as we go.
Oh, wow, look at that. Look at the cue. We lost the cue ball there a bit. He needs to forget about that. Hit it, nice soft follow, no spin, go 2 rails, and figure out where he wants to play position for the 7.
Boy, this looks like it's going to track right at that pocket, but it's just going to be just a little short. He's drawing the ball to make sure he doesn't track at the pocket. Oh, no, he didn't.
He probably hit it, cued it low just to slow down the speed of the cue ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he got dead perfect on that 7. I mean, he hit that like Skyler stole something from him. That's how good he hit that.
So he's punishing Skyler for stealing the first 3 games, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in these short races, a 3-game lead doesn't mean you're going to win the set.
That's correct. You know, I was down 3-0 last night, tied at 3-3, and fortunately couldn't miss the billiard on the 10 ball to win, to force it into a shootout against Basar. Yeah.
That's.
But you know, I was able to come back. He may just miss 1 ball, and from that moment on, he just couldn't get a shot. I won that game. Obviously, he missed a 10 ball to win the set, 4-0.
Oh wow.
To win the match, actually.
Which kept you in the match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good comeback. 3-0.
I felt good.
Hill.
I felt good. You know, my asthma was on a different level last night during my match. I had to use my inhaler like 7 times. It was I felt embarrassed, even though I know I can't control it. You know?
Yeah, I got you. Gasping for breath while you're shooting, that's tough.
Forget about it. I wouldn't want to wish this on anyone. My lungs constantly feel like they're on a vice.
Well, let's see.
So let's see. He elected not to break from the corner.
And broke dry.
Yeah, he broke dry. Well, was that 5 ball going to stop? Last minute entry always gets you, right?
Yeah, the last rolling ball will either hook you or cost you a game. Knock you in the pocket.
Where would you push here, George?
You know, at pushes, I'm not all that strong, but I think I'd push it straight across from the 9. I mean, from the 1, like for a bank shot. And if I got it back, I would try to slide the cue ball behind the 9.
You know, I always tell people you have to know your opponent. If you know someone that's a good jump shot artist, it definitely changes where you push to, you know. Because you might want to consider pushing for a jump shot here, either behind the 5 and try to play the 1-9 billiard, or just leave him a long, awkward angle over here.
Like right there. See, I was thinking over by the 2 ball, like even hit the 2 with the cue ball, and then that way you're looking straight at the 1 ball. But that's leaving your guy pretty close to his work. And
I'm a little surprised here, to be honest with you. I would have to go for this because
for the combo.
You know, it's a very makeable combo.
Yes.
And it's not super hard to control the 1 ball. And if you don't end up with a shot on the 1 ball, you can play safe.
Yeah, there's 4 balls on the side. He missed a whole ball. So actually, it worked out for Skyler. It was a good decision on his part.
Well, that's what I said. Like he's I don't know, maybe he's familiar with Roman's game. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
he would never. I don't think he would ever push out for that combo against Shane.
Mm.
I seriously doubt that because you know Shane will probably make that combo all day long. You know, I was talking to
Yeah.
Phil Capel about that.
Mm-hmm.
How you know certain strategies change depending on
Depending on
your
who you're
opponent.
playing.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, I plan a lot of my strategies on how the table's laying.
yeah. Over here, there's not much you can do to pocket the ball and play position on the 2 ball unless he's gonna play the 6 ball in the side. I mean, I think you got to play safe here. Leave the cue ball behind the 10 ball. Just tap it.
He's going to 2-rail and back up on top. And
No,
it
I
looks
think he
like
was
he's
trying to leave it behind the 8 ball.
well. I'm sure he was hoping for cover, but
No, he hit it
here we
great.
go.
He hit it great.
Yeah.
Over here, you need to send the 1 ball by the 7, 4, 6, and send the cue ball uptown behind the 2 and the 5, possibly behind the 4 and the 6. They hit it a little too full there.
Oh, he's gonna
I think
find
got away
cover.
with it.
He's gonna find cover behind the 5. Yeah, Skyler defeated Parker Jabuzek 4-0, 4-0. Then he lost to that young Finnish player, that 14-year-old Finnish player, Riku Ropanen, excuse me, 4-2, 2-4, and lost in the shootout. I think it was like the 7th shot or something. It's a good, healthy shootout. Oh, he's got a little fortunate there too with a 2-railer.
Yeah, I think he got rewarded for hitting the 1 in on the correct side. I think that was his goal all along. That's why he hit at that speed.
Yeah, his last match, Skyler he defeated Pedro Bota 4-1, 4-1. Where Roman defeated, let's see, Phil Yee 4-2, 4-0 in his last match. Defeated Max Eberle in the first match of the tournament.
Decided to tie up the 1 ball there. I mean, the 2 ball there with the 3.
Would you think about a 3 foul here?
Yeah, definitely. I would
3-rail
send the
that 3
1
ball
ball
way up there and stick him right behind that 7?
Yeah, I mean, if I were able to send that 1 ball between the 7 and the rail, which he can't, I'm just saying, I always try to send the ball that I'm trying to play safe while trying to get him on a foul near the cluster. I think he overdrew that a bit too much there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
It's
trying
a
to tuck
send.
him right on top of the 7, and he cut the rail and pushed the 7 away.
What I was saying is, whenever possible, if you send the ball that you're shooting towards a cluster, you're not only forcing him to hit it, you're forcing him to possibly break it up for you too.
Which is what it looks like he's going to do right here. I kind of like.
No, he hit that great. He hit that great.
Yeah, look at this.
You could tell as soon as he hit that cue ball, he hit it just right.
Yeah, he moves pretty good. He surprised me with a couple of shots playing Max Eberle. That match ended up in a shootout.
Think he's coming off the points over here? You think he's going to double the rail?
Looks like he's going 2 rails.
Double the rail. Yeah.
That was a tough. He was in a tough. Not much. He
super
didn't have
tough.
much ball either to hit, did he?
No.
Just the top of it.
Roman's not out of the woods here, though. If he can see enough of the 2 to pocket it, maybe with some spin, he might be in good shape then. It's hard to tell if he can make the 2 ball. It looks like he can.
Well, he just took a good look at it. So if he leaves a cue ball in the area where he's at, you know that that's what he looked at, and that's what he looked at.
Yeah, yeah.
He feels he can
I don't
make
think
it.
he would have left it there if he couldn't make it.
That moved a little to the left there, and
I think if he just taps it in, comes off the top rail, leaves an angle on the 3 to play the 4 ball in the corner or in the side pocket. But, you know, getting to the 4 to the 5 isn't going to be easy here. He's going to have to get pretty good on that 4 ball.
I think making this 2 is not going to be real easy either. Oh, he had plenty of room.
Yeah. He could fit one. Normally, when you have full pocket, I tell my students, you can fit 2 Mack trucks. he could definitely fit at least one Mack truck there for sure. Well, I use Mack trucks as an example to give them the confidence that you have plenty of room.
Okay, I thought you were talking about McDonald's.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm just kidding with you.
So again, he's going to have to get pretty good on this 4 ball in order to end up with the proper angle to get on the 5, because that's going to be the key.
Yeah, he's got to come around, and that's what he's doing. Did he come around too far?
Oh wow!
No.
He was fortunate to hit that 10 ball to slow it down a bit there. That was pretty good.
I think he would have ended up straight into the corner. He might play it in the corner. Well, either way, he's got the angle to go to the 5, either playing to the side or the corner. So I think
I like going in the side pocket
like
here. Yeah, just going one rail to this, hit the middle of the long rail there by the 9.
yeah, both shots took him to the promised land for the 5. This is a little tight. He's got to come on the left side of the table, right to about the middle diamond, just of the left side there.
I always like to hit this shot with enough speed to come off the bottom rail.
The bottom rail?
Yeah, I always have to come off the bottom rail, because most people, when they shoot this shot, they tend to overhit it. He hit it perfectly. He hit it perfectly, but the problem with that is when they overhit it, they end up frozen to the rail. And
yeah, they got a severe back cut.
And then if they underhit it, the 10 blocks you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I like using 2 rails for position, because that way you control your speed off the second rail better than you do off the first.
See, here he has to be careful not to overcut it if he's even capable of doing that. I can't tell from the angle, because he doesn't want to run into the 10 ball. He still ran into the 10 ball, but he got there. He hit the 10 ball on the thin side, so he's in good shape here.
8 ball, the cue ball going towards the 9 for the 8 in position.
Again, 2 rails. I like hitting 2 rails here.
Okay.
That way you're going right towards the ball.
So
Almost overhit it a bit, but he's in good shape here.
You really like the line shape then. You like the cue ball leaving a rail in the right line for the position.
If I have to go 2 or 3 extra rails to get that line, I will.
Okay. Well, that gives you a big margin of error on speed.
It does. And you know, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't practice the other shots. Of course. You still have to master the other shots, because at some point your opponent is going to miss and leave you in that position. And unless you know the shot, then you're in trouble.
Well, Roman seems to be very comfortable with a lot of shots. He's overspun this a little bit, but this is a, would you call this a routine cut?
Yeah, Roman's a veteran. He's been around for a long time. He's been playing the European Tour for years.
He's 44 years old. And back to the Alfa Las Vegas Open, where Roman Hybler will be breaking the balls, trailing 3-2 against Skylar Woodward in a race to 4. The opening set of this match is 2 races to 4. If they're tied, the shootout. That's becoming pretty well spoken of, or debated, or what would you call it? Exciting, because that's what it is. It is exciting.
Sure is. What a break.
When it all depends on one shot in sudden death. Great break.
Great break and a fantastic opportunity to tie it hill.
The one thing about winning the first set is the worst you can do is a shootout.
That's correct.
The bad, and even the one good thing about losing the first set is you can win the second set to force a shootout. Nice control of his cue ball
nice.
there.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought the one was going to hang up. Over here, and he got so good on the 2-ball. I don't think he's in any danger of going behind the 9. I mean, worst case scenario, even if he bumped the 9, his 2-ball stops right there for the 3.
Yeah, I was going to say the angle looks like he might bump the 9. Let's see what his speed's like.
Absolutely perfect.
You couldn't draw it better with a pencil,
huh? Yeah. I like that. Never heard that before. Got to remember that one. So played in the side. Overhit that one a bit, unfortunately. He might have to go to, I don't know. If he can hit it full enough, he can slow it down.
Would you consider playing the 4 in the corner?
You know, it all depends on how I feel.
Yeah,
you know,
I that's one of those shots, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, you don't want to have in the back of my mind, am I shooting the right shot by shooting the corner? He obviously feels good about it. You know, he's shooting in the corner. You know, it's the best way to control the ball, right?
Yes, it is. That was, because see, I'm a side pocket hater.
Oh, I feel comfortable both ways.
Well, you're a straight pool player. You're you know, yes, you're really forte. I've developed into where I like playing one pocket a lot. I'm not a pro player, so I don't profess to do anything fancy.
Yeah, simple game. You have a simple game. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Yep.
I mean, he should be fine here, but I think he came a little shorter than what he wanted to, but he should be in good shape. It looks like we're going to have a hill thriller here.
The Thriller in Manila. Well, this isn't boxing, is it?
I love boxing, though. I'm a massive boxing fan.
No wonder you get along so well with Darren Appleton. And Roman Hybler to tie things up at 3. Keep Skylar.
Tie ball game.
Yeah, tie ball game. He'll keep Skylar in his chair as he breaks to try to win that ever important first set in this 2-set match. You want to win both sets and avoid a shootout, because from what I've seen, especially this week, anything can happen in the shootout.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I watched a bit of the match between Beato and Appleton yesterday, and I agreed with you 100% that the way that Carlo was shooting it, he wasn't the favorite. You know.
Oh, you did hear that comment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agreed with you 100%. It's so much easier to roll it in.
Oh, it's
Darren
a higher
Appleton.
shot.
A lot of people don't know that the shootout was inspired by Darren Appleton. He's the one that came up with it, and that's why Karim incorporated it into this with CSI. And so Darren was a creator of it. No one's practiced that spot shot. I think more than Darren, so he feels 1,000% comfortable shooting that shot. But let's see what happens here, George. He's been succeeding with the break here thus far, but he's lost control of the cue ball a couple of times. Actually kept control there.
Yeah, nothing bumpy. Here comes the 4-railer. Yeah, the 4-railer worked there, and he's got an opening shot.
A very nice breakout.
Break this down, Tony.
Yeah.
This looks good.
No, this looks fantastic. He goes 1 or 2 rails. I prefer to go 2 rails, short rail, long rail, get straight on the 2, shoot a stop shot, draw back a bit, lead the cue ball center of the table. 5 to the set. Wait, that's a 6-ball. 5 to the 6-ball.
Yeah, that's 6 and 8 are hard to tell apart. But that's a 2-ball there. I like being right kind of where he is now. He's going to go down below
Yeah.
it.
And there's
Either
nothing wrong
way,
with that. He just
yeah,
felt
no.
comfortable that way,
Either
you
way.
know. I'm
They were
just
both
a
right.
little surprised. You know, he had the perfect angle. He just cinched it 2 rails. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the beauty of the game. It's a preference, you know. One
Mm-hmm.
player, you know, one time I saw a match years ago, Nick Varner, Mike Siegel, and Buddy Hall. And they were almost arguing. I was laughing. I was there watching it live. Buddy said, well, I would shoot it like this. Mike said, no, well, I would shoot like that. Nick said, no, I would shoot it like this. And
How'd
it
they
was
shoot
great
it?
to see. One of them got it right, but I just found it, I found it entertaining that
Sure,
each one
sure.
of them, they couldn't agree.
Well, yep. And that's one of the things about pool. It's a player preference. And of course, there's probably a percentage involved. When you look, higher percentage of shooting it one way or the other. But some shots, it's just preference.
Hmm.
What your forte is? Do you follow the ball better? Or you know, most 9-ball players draw the ball a lot better.
That's correct.
The Filipinos, for instance, they like to follow the ball a lot. More control, especially where they come from with the higher humidity and the thicker cloth.
No, you're right. It's like you said, preference. Over here, this would be a hell of a comeback against a player of
Sky
Skyler's
Woodward,
level.
yeah, he was down 3-0 and on the hill and shooting and in control.
And as you mentioned earlier, George, anything can happen in a short race like this. And look, it's happening.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes if I say enough things, sometimes they happen.
You know, the only thing is that he has to shoot slightly over the ball. So he has to make sure he secures it and avoids a scratch in the side pocket, which he did.
He's looking good. He's looking good to get out here. And from what I've seen of him, he's in complete control of this track from the very beginning.
I mean, even if he stopped it or drew it back like a half foot there, he's still in good shape. Doesn't have to do anything fancy. Some players prefer to draw off the rail.
You know, it looks to me like he just shot that to the rail and back just to take a more confident stroke to the ball.
That his stroke.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
The key here, George, is whatever you do not end up on top of the 10. Right.
Get right to the middle of the table. Yeah. I always tell my juniors when I work with juniors, control the middle of the table. You get your ball there, and 70% of the shots are straight in. You can make just about anything from the middle. Ooh, that gave us a little thrill, didn't it?
Well, I'll tell you something, George. That was one hell of a comeback right there. It's down 3-0 and just beat Skyler 4 consecutive games
in a row. And we'll go to a break for the second set. We'll be right back. And we are back at the Alfa Las Vegas Open from a commercial break. Folks, we got to pay the bills with those breaks. And we just saw Roman Hybler come back from a 3-0 deficit with 4 games of his own to win the first set from Skyler Woodward and open up the next set. And he will be breaking the next set because he did lose the lag, which means that Skyler breaks first, but he gets the second set. Here we go, second race to 4. Skyler's objective, win this set and force a shootout. Roman's objective, win this set and avoid the shootout. In the booth with me is Tony Robles.
Yeah, having a blast with you as always, George. It's always a pleasure being in the booth with you and with
Likewise,
Mark.
likewise.
So, you know, Roman didn't hit that one dead square, but he still managed to pocket a ball. But he's been breaking pretty well for the most part, especially during the comeback last set.
He did well. He controlled, especially the last game. It just looked great from the get-go. And if he can make this one ball and get that cue ball where he can see the 2, he's got a shot at the 10.
He's got a very good shot.
Early 10s count and for a win, but the 10 on the break is no longer a win. One of the rule changes we had this time around.
And obviously he didn't have a choice but to play safe there. The one didn't go.
Didn't go.
So he hit it as good as he could.
Hoping to get ball in hand so that he can take advantage of that and get good position for this.
What Sky's going to do here is he's going to create separation between the cue ball and the 1 ball, hopefully. But fortunately, not enough. I mean, he might have been able to get away with it there because I'm not sure that Roman can avoid running into the 2 and the 10 unless he elevates a cue. Because if he follows, he might run into the 5, and the 5 runs into the 2, 10, whatever. Too many things can go wrong here. So he's going to elevate. Probably play the 2 ball in the low left-hand pocket, right? 1, 2, low left-hand pocket.
Yep,
great.
Don't get behind the 4.
And he's hitting the balls great. I mean, that was not an easy shot, you know, elevating the cue.
That's nice control on the cue ball right there, because that could have easily slid behind the 4 ball. That's the way he came up with it. And now, does he have enough angle to get it? Oh, he can dig down a little bit on it, yeah. For the 3, to get to the 3.
Yeah, he's perfect. All he has to do is just get straight on the 3 ball and just roll it. Oh, he overhit it, I think. Maybe got a little too excited there.
It looks like he's cutting it right in.
He's going to have to go. He's looking to see if he can go in between.
I think he's looking to see if he can stop it off the 7.
I'm wondering if he could just do like a super light tap and hit the 7 the correct side and just
like
enough
that.
there you go. That's it. Because the spin through the 7 in the other direction.
Sure.
So that was a very smart shot.
Yeah, he's a bright player. Like you said, he's a veteran. These guys, Roman is a 44-year-old professional player, and Skyler, of course, is 28.
Now if he goes between the 7 and the 10.
Oh.
Okay. He went between the 7 and the 10. He just overhit it a bit.
Yeah, just a little.
So
it looks
now the question is, can he avoid running into the 8? What do you think, George?
Is that the 6 is by the rail? Okay. Well, he can. I think it goes right into the 8. He's got to be careful not to go into the upper right-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to scratch. I think, you know, he's just, even if he just runs into the 8 and stops the cue ball there, right? See, just stop it around that area, just as long as he's on that side of the table.
Nice long straight-in shot.
Now, if the 7 does go past the 10, that's a play there, you know.
I
Don't do anything fancy. If it doesn't, then yeah, he's going to have to hit this really good withdrawal. Or the timeout. You know, I mean, some players will consider just hitting it soft and following it and playing the 7 in the side or in the corner. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, forcing the ball, you know. That's not a bad option. But if you're feeling good about this, then, you know, why not, right?
It apparently goes, looks like he's going to have to cut it back. I'm not sure it goes well. Even if it goes by the 10, I don't think he's going to be playing it there because that pocket on the bottom.
Oh.
So he'll cut it back, run into the 10 probably. You know, does he miss the 10? It's close.
Yeah, I mean, if he runs into the 10 and hits
He'll
the
still be
bottom rail,
okay.
that's fine as long as he doesn't scratch in the side in the corner. But if he can't hit it that soft, then he might play the 8 in the side, you see?
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't scratch in the side of the corner, he's good.
Yeah, he's very good there. Well, Skyler's got his work cut out for him.
He's playing jam up. Roman is, and Skyler's just waiting for another opportunity, you know. So he just slide it over, one rail.
The opening game of the second set after winning the first.
Well, he's actually, this is his 5th bracket in a row that he's won.
Yeah. That's a good catch there, exactly. Skyler got out to a 3-0 lead, and Roman has rattled off 5 games of his own now to lead in the second set, 1-0. Race into 4. Skyler's fighting for his tournament life here. The other Captain America, or Shane Van Boning, is, I believe, in the heat of battle with Amalia Matas.
Matos, yeah.
Matas, yeah.
You know, I'm doing a pool clinic in Austin, Texas.
I saw that. I don't remember where I saw that. Did you put that online, or?
We put it on the Skinny Bob's Facebook page. I'm going to start doing pool clinics all across the country. I'm going to start traveling across the country.
I don't know why, but I did see that someplace. Yeah. And my son lives in Austin. He lives in Georgetown, just north of it. He's like 15 minutes away from Skinny Bob's.
Yeah.
15 or 20 minutes.
Oh, that's great. Maybe I'll run into him there.
Well, we'll be there, but we won't be there till September.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in setting up a pool clinic with me anywhere in the country, feel free to contact me on Facebook Messenger. I would love to work something out. I love doing that stuff, George.
Yeah, those clinics and lessons work out good for you pro players. I'm going to give a clinic on how not to commentate.
That's a good lesson.
That's a good clinic, huh?
So that's the first one that he's hit like that in a while. I mean, that one had follow on it. It's like he started moving his body right as he was striking the ball. Skyler's not too happy because he wound up with. But you know, Skyler banks well. You know,
he
banks this one
this?
ball, and he's going to get automatic position. He might have just enough room to squeeze it in there. I think he does.
Yeah,
he's got to make sure the 3 ball doesn't stop unless he's going to just play safe. See?
Yep.
There you go.
Nice shot. I was wondering if he would bank it or go 2 rails behind the 10 with the cue ball.
Sometimes you just got to make it happen, right? Go.
Yeah, I agree. I like being aggressive on the first shot. Like, I think the first match I saw one of the players, first or second match, the ball was like close to where the 3 ball is right now, closer to the pocket, and the cue ball was across from it, a diamond down, and they went to the side rail and over to cut it, kick it in. I said, that's aggressive, but that's a high percentage kick.
Yeah.
Why not shoot that instead of pushing out, or it's a higher percentage than the jump? Why not?
It is. Well, you know, he made a hell of a shot in the 3 ball there, and I knew he was going to go up and down, but the cube unfortunately dipped on him a bit and ran into the 7 ball.
He's going to find cover. Yes, he
Did
is.
He get it? Yep, he got it. He did it great.
Yes, he is. He had cover behind the 7, 8, 6, or 5.
Yeah, you had a lot of options there, huh? Yeah, you would have had to get that pretty bad to sell out on that one.
I guess I could have just said 5, 6, 7, or 8. Well, Roman's got a little bit of work to do here. That ball's away from a rail, which makes it smaller. And is he going to be? Is he looking to say this?
No, he's jumping.
Oh, he's jumping. Okay. These jump cues, they bring a lot to the table. I actually think sometimes some players are too quick to pull them out, but other players are very handy with them. That was pretty well controlled. It's going to work out
Wow,
for
look
him.
at that.
It's going to work out
It's
great
oh,
for him.
wow. Yeah, he raised his hand in
Kind
an
of
apologetic
hey,
way.
I got to roll.
I mean, Sky, you have to hit the bottom rail here and make sure you make contact with that 4. You don't want to give him ball in hand and give him a 4-10 combo, you know?
Right.
Just got to make sure he makes wow.
There wasn't much room to do that.
I mean, it was almost impossible to do what he just did. He would have had to hit it absolutely perfect to go right past it.
Do you think you'll take the 4-10 combo?
Oh, yeah.
Think so?
I mean, I don't see why not. Well, I guess he doesn't feel comfortable with it. Maybe he moved it. You know. Isn't this game funny though, George?
Moved it just enough to.
He moved it just enough to make him not want to take it because it was actually lying straight.
Could
you
be,
know.
Yeah. No, I agree. But there was distance between them. But he's, with ball in hand, that combo becomes. What would you say? Maybe 20% higher percentage in your favor.
Well, when you have ball in hand, I think one big mistake players make is they place the cue ball too far away from the object ball that they're striking. See, I always put it within like a ball's width.
Oh, that
away.
close?
Yeah, because by doing that, if I mishit it, I don't have much. I have plenty of room for error. You see, the ball can't deviate that much more when the cue ball's that close to the object ball, but it can if you're hitting it because every bit counts when you're shooting. And I once I started using that trick and discovered it years ago, I started making way.
I'm going to play with that. I think that's a great tip. So for ball in hand combos, you like getting the cue ball maybe just 5 or 6 inches away from the object ball.
Yeah, about a ball, maybe
okay.
closer, about a ball width, and just use a nice compact short stroke, not a lot of speed at all.
Well, for a lot of you guys out in the chat room that are listening in.
Wow.
It's great.
That is a shocker. He just missed that 8-ball.
He had a couple of those against Max Eberle where they were just very makeable shots, and up jumps the devil, and the ball doesn't, he just misses it. And that's kind of a smile that we got the first day, too. He just, how am I doing this?
Well, if he's going to go for the bank, he's got to go for the bank here. He just banks too well not to. Just go past the 10 ball and play the 9 ball in the same pocket or something, or the opposite. Look at that. How well does this kid bank?
Skyler?
Yeah.
Where's he from?
That's
Paducah,
what
Kentucky?
happens when you become best friends with Billy Thorpe, I guess.
Yeah. And that's not what happens when you become best friends with Billy Thorpe.
Boy, he kind of like jumped on that one, right?
Sometimes things are just too easy and you don't pay attention.
Listen, we're all human. We're all human.
Yeah, but look at his face now. That got his attention, didn't it?
We have our good matches, we have our bad matches, and we're all human.
Well, it's not just matches. We have our good shots and our bad shots. And that's,
I guarantee you one thing. Roman is shocked but relieved.
Yeah. Well, we'll go into a commercial break right after this 10 ball, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. back at the Las Vegas Open. Surprising turn of events in that last game. A miss by Roman, then a great shot, and a miss by Schuyler, giving Roman the second game of the second set. So he's rattled off 6 games in a row now, Tony.
Yeah, 6 games in a row after taking a 3-0 lead in the first set,
Yeah.
George. Came dangerously close to scratching there.
Yep.
Didn't pocket a ball.
You see where that cue ball just hit right now? In a match many years ago, playing, forgot who it was now. Anyway, 8 times, it was Danny DiLiberto. 8 times in a row, he broke the balls and hit right there. He put an 8-pack on me.
Wow.
Playing
So every
9
time
ball.
you see it going
Every time I see it coming close to the side pocket, I think of that
brings
match.
back memories.
That does. It really does.
Oh, look at this roll. And sometimes those are the rolls that you need because, I mean, you know, even though he's not showing it, you can tell that Sky is a little frustrated because he hasn't exactly had the easiest of shots every time Roman fails to make a ball in the break. And Roman has definitely capitalized on just about every opportunity when he did pocket a ball on the break.
Makes a big difference, those, you know, those opportunities when they present themselves. Not quite.
Fortunately, he ran into the 9, gave him ball in hand.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Well, this is a nice 2-way shot. Will he take it? Will he take that combo? Or go with a run out?
I mean, it all depends on how he's feeling. You know, it's not like him to miss a shot that he's missing. You know, maybe he doesn't feel comfortable with it. I don't know.
It looks like he's going for the run out. He's not going to bother with combos here.
I mean, the 5 to the 6 is going to be the only key here.
Yeah, the 6 up there because of the 8 in the way. So he has to play either side pocket position or upper left-hand corner.
I don't think I would risk that. Not at this point in the match. You're down 2-0. Why risk getting down 3-0? You know, stretching like that.
Oh,
take the bridge.
Right,
yeah.
Gotcha. Bridge or extension. You know, those extensions that they're making now, and everybody has them, might make the bridge obsolete.
Yeah. See, now he stops the cue ball by the side pocket with an angle to play the 6 ball in the side pocket. Go 2 rails over here. Unless he wants, you know, I've seen players where they just play position for the combo here. But, you know, I'd rather play the 6 in the side pocket.
So does he. See, that's one of the things about me calling, you know, pro matches. What would you say? 90% of the pro players play the shots the same way?
Yeah, I would say that for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
But, see, unless you're Nick Varner, Mike Siegel, and Buddy Hall.
They play them their own way?
No. We talked about earlier how they were doing
they all argue
commentary
that's
and
3.
they couldn't agree on how to shoot the shot. I would shoot it this way. Well, I would shoot it that way.
Oh, Schuyler.
That is...
It's 2 games in a row.
Wow. I'm stunned. I am completely stunned.
That's... Ouch.
And now Roman's job is to take advantage of this, take his time, because this is an opportunity to win not just 7 games in a row, but to get on the hill.
Get on the hill to win the 8th and win and shut him out.
Yep.
Shut him completely out. I like that shot.
Made it. Yeah, that's a
I
fantastic
like that shot.
Yeah.
And right here, you just cross the center of the table, right?
Yeah, right across the center of the table. Come off this long rail. I like going 2 rails here again, George, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. That's the old Bert Kenister
Yeah.
workout. Center of the table.
You know what I like about what Bert's doing is he's putting all his old videos on YouTube now.
You know, I think I saw something like that. I saw the 60-minute
Yeah.
workout, which is one I enjoyed. I enjoyed a lot, and I just used to love. I used to love listening to him. He goes, "I don't care who you are, you're hitting the balls too hard."
Well, you know, I flew the, well, this is to take a 3-0 lead and get on the hill.
No, we're gonna go.
I took a trip to Chicago when he was living there many years ago. I'm talking about like in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. When he was very popular with his.
Oh yeah, that's when I was.
Oh yeah,
I did it quite a bit.
I couldn't break an egg. They started this new rule on the tour where you have to break from the center in the box, no more in the corner. And all my entire life to that point, I had only broken from the corner.
Oh.
So he was trying to give me breaking lessons, and the fifth, we're 5 hours into it, right? And I'm asking him. I got to fly back home the next day. I'm only there for a day. I says, "Are we ever gonna eat something? I'm hungry." And he looks, you know, can we go somewhere to eat? He says, "You're lucky. You're only here for 1 day, because if not, I wouldn't feed you until you got this right." He was super intense. And I just started laughing. And at one point, I jumped the cue ball by accident, trying to, you know, learn a new method of breaking, and I broke his old television set.
Oh,
He cracked
no.
the screen. He didn't use it anyway, but still, it was hilarious.
Well, most of his videos, I think, are on Bar Table.
Yeah, that's correct.
They're on Bar Table, and everything that he did, like
Look
that
at that break.
60-minute workout, was my favorite. And I would do all that on the 4.5 by 9.
Only problem I see here is 8, 9 possible carom later on in the rack. See, he just pointed there. I don't know if he's going to go aggressive or if he's going to try to place the cue ball behind the 8 and the 9. Maybe nudge the 9 out there a bit. That's not a bad shot. If he banked the 1 ball towards the 10, maybe call the 10 ball. That's not a bad shot. I would call the 10 ball, bank the 1 ball, call the 10 ball, and draw the cue ball 1 rail, 2 rails, and just nudge the 9 just enough so that way the 8 has access.
I got you.
And the cue ball can slide underneath. It's almost impossible to end up, you know. I think that's the move right there. Even if you can't get to the 10 ball.
Well, let's see what he's going to do with it. He's hitting the top side of the 1.
Well, he called it in cross side. Oh, I thought he called the cross side. That's what it looked like he did.
Right there. Uh-oh. This could be trouble.
Ooh.
Well,
he's on top of Mount Everest now. So only good thing about this is if he makes a 2 ball, he might end up with a perfect position on the 3 to run into the 8 and the 9 should he decide to break it a bit, because it's almost impossible to not end up with a shot on the 5 ball, you know. 5 balls a Geico, right?
Five balls of what?
A Geico insurance.
Oh, Geico insurance.
I have my little sayings that I talk all the time.
Well, in that case, if he's talking about insurance, let me remind you folks, our sponsors are Alpha, Cryptocurrency, Cybers.com, Medalla Premium Light Beer, and Rums of Puerto Rico, not Geico Insurance.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm just referring to a shot, folks. He's probably going to slice this right in.
Oh, nice. Well, he says, I might have missed a couple of easy ones, guys, but I can still make them.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to mess. There's not necessary to mess with
would
the 8
you?
and the 9
Yeah,
here.
I was going to say, would you mess with it, or he's got the perfect angle to open it up if he wants to.
Yeah, but you know,
but why?
Like, yeah, you know, the angle that he had, it required a fuller hit, which means it's going to slow down the speed of the cue ball, so it's going to make it tougher to get it away from the 8 and the 9. Where if you had a thinner cut, now it's more manageable. You run into the cluster, but you have more speed on the cue ball. It's easier to get it away from the cluster.
Gotcha. And in addition, the angle of the 8 ball going into the 9, it's going to stay in line with the pocket. So you're going to have an easy shot on the 8 after making the 9. Well, you might be right about Skyler just letting him get 3 games ahead so he can make his own comeback.
Yeah, and all right, look at that.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Skyler wants to make sure he puts himself on the board again, because he's missed quite a number of surprising shots.
Mm-hmm.
Because this will be the first game that he's won since the first set when he was up 3-0.
Yep. And we'll go to a break after this 10 ball and be back. Got to make some money here, so. Back to live action at the Alfa Las Vegas Open. Sky Woodward winning his first game after losing 7 games in a row. 4 in the first set, 3 in the second. And now mounting his own comeback to try to take this second set and force a shootout.
I had the pleasure of meeting Sky's wife for the first time last night.
Oh, yeah?
Ashley, what a wonderful lady she is. Unbelievable. You know, even right now during the break, they were just talking. He was smiling. You know, he's a very well-grounded kid and knows, you know, what's important in life.
Now, folks, for those of you out there that, you know, I know Tony just called Skylar a kid, but Tony, your age, please.
I'm 55 and I'm turning
go.
56 on April Fool's Day. I'll be here in Vegas for that.
Yeah, it's my dad's birthday.
Yeah, I'm a pool-playing fool.
There, that's good. And so, see, at 55, close to 56, well, you might as well call it 56 because
Yeah.
we're just a few days away.
Yep.
He can call Sky a kid. And I can call a lot more people kids because I'm a few years old, almost 15 years older than Tony.
Well, there was another surprising miss on the 1 ball there, George.
By
Roman.
Yeah, by Roman, yeah. Because Sky broke him dry.
Pretty sure Sky didn't want to run into that 9 ball because now he has to contend with the 10 ball. Had to figure out how to avoid it. Does he play the 3 in the corner, in the side? And I'm talking about the upper right-hand corner by using draw. Can he hit it full enough to draw it with right and play it in the same pocket?
I think he can go right by the 10. Did he go into it? No.
Ooh. That's what I call living dangerously.
Well, if you're going to live, why not?
Yeah.
Get a rush.
Now I'm wondering if he's going to elevate here, pocket the 3 in the side and draw 1 rail by where, you know, kind of where the 3 and the 9 is. He's going to bank it. He's going to go for the bank. So I guess he's going to go with follow and then play the 4 in the top left-hand pocket.
Yeah. Well, he's missed the bank.
Well, he got position on the 4, but he missed the bank, like you said. And now Roman, all he has to do is shoot the 3, and go 3 rails past the 9 ball towards the 4.
That's tough to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
'Cause he's got to
he
avoid
can
the
hit the
10.
ball. He can hit the ball full enough to avoid the 10.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, can he hit it right to make sure that he avoids a side pocket scratch or running into the 9? I don't think he can run into the 9 unless he runs to
Can
the
he?
10 first.
Did he put enough inside on this ball to come off? He's going to come down here.
Oh,
Yeah, he saw this line.
yeah, I'm surprised he
He
did
just
that.
hit it a little hard, but he saw the line.
Yeah.
And actually, he came really nice. The line was perfect the way he measured it, because I was watching him measure it. It just the speed of the table just got a little too much.
And we know it's been running pretty slick, right?
Yeah, it's been running pretty slick. Now, I think I guess I'd have to consider a safety here. How about just trimming the 5 ball with the 4 and taking the cue ball behind the 8, and then the 4 ball behind the 6? You see what I'm saying? Just nudge it off the 5 on the right side, so that the 4 ball goes behind the 6, and your cue ball follow it up with left English behind the 4.
Well, he's going to bank it between the 5 and the 7, right? Or into the 7?
Just like, kind of like that. Kind of like this.
I don't think that's what he wanted to do. I'm pretty sure he meant to hit it thinner. I think he was trying to run the 4 past the 7.
Right.
But he wanted the cue because he was measuring to put the cue ball behind the 8.
Okay.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying with
Yeah,
coming
with
off
the
5. But
because it laid better that
yeah.
way. It laid better that way. Both the cue ball and the 4 ball's paths were more direct to where you wanted them to go. I thought he had this bank, and he does. Well, here's Billy's comeback.
Billy?
I mean, here's Billy. Thank you, Tony. Sky. Well, you know, Sky
No,
and Billy are rarely apart.
You see
so
the
yeah.
bank. You see the bank, and you think of Billy.
That's
right?
That's exactly what happened. My mind went to Billy Thorpe. Sorry, guys, because he actually is here in the building. He was in the red shirt playing on the table over there just a while ago in the last match.
It happens, you know. I have
that's
my
funny.
names.
Well, they're always together. Whenever you see them, you'll see them together.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty close. They're pretty tight.
Yeah, they're good. They're good friends.
I like going across here.
Let's see if he does. He doesn't. Says I'll take what I get on the cut. I do like going across.
Yeah. Well, we have a 3-2 ball game with the possibility of breaking and
tying it up,
ending up with another hill.
That would be
thriller.
one heck of a match. We could talk about that for the next 3 matches. How Skyler, wins the first 3 games, loses 7 games in a row, then wins 4 games in a row. A match of swings.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
Roman had
swings.
a routine 1 ball there, but probably didn't feel comfortable with it, missed it.
And then there was that one game where Billy missed, Roman missed, Billy missed.
Billy?
Now you got me doing it, Jesus.
I listen. Please keep going because I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a kick out of it. I'm having fun.
I'm gonna catch heck in the chat here. They're gonna nail me to the wall.
You're gonna have Sky come to you later and says,
"Hey, my name's Billy."
Just so you know, my name is Sky.
Oh, that 1 ball, he went right towards the pocket, but will the 5 ball get there with a spin? No. Try again in an opening shot on the 1.
Dry when he needed it the most,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And, he has an opportunity here to hit it with high left. I mean, he can draw back if he wants to as well. Doesn't have to hit it with high. He can draw it back.
Well, guys, next match will be at 5:30 Pacific Central. It's not going to be at 4 o'clock like usual because we're going to go later tonight for you. I believe we're going to have a match at 9:30 tonight. that means I better go home, get back to my room, and take a long nap. And then maybe I'll be seeing straight, and I'll quit calling Skylar Billy. And Tony can quit laughing for a while.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
We're just
boy.
having fun. You know, we feel
Yeah.
privileged
Yeah.
to have the opportunity to be here, George, right?
Oh, very. Very.
This is not something you get to do every day, and to be here is a pleasure and an honor.
And we get 11 days of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You get
It's
11 days.
fantastic.
You got to play.
Yeah. Well, I figure I'll just let someone else win the Las Vegas Open, and I'll take care of the World 10 ball, you know.
There you go. That's right. You're playing in that too, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, they decided they didn't want a caddy to play in the big tournament, so they kept me in the booth. There was a comment that I saw on Facebook just recently where someone typed in, he goes, "Yeah, those that can't play commentate."
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I actually I actually made I rarely make a response to say anything like that, but I did give a response.
Maybe the
I thought
guy
that
was just trying
funny.
to be funny because, I mean, anyone
And
knows
more
it's
than
not true. I
likely,
mean, it's like
more
saying
than
Darren
likely.
Appleton can't play,
Yeah.
and he does commentary with us. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's why I said to
Yeah.
the guy, I says, well, maybe to make things interesting, you should challenge the commentators.
Yeah.
Yeah, commentators like Jeremy Jones, Tony Robles, Darren Appleton, Earl Strickland.
Yeah.
I was about to say me, but
Throw yourself into the mix, George.
I would
Come
throw
on.
myself into the mix. Unless you're a 700 rated player or above, I can hold my own.
Well, Roman looks like he might be out here. This might be all she wrote.
Well, we have to laugh at this, guys. I just glanced at the chat and, and somebody just typed in there. It says Billy Van Boning for the win. I'm glad you guys see the humor. Thanks for that. I'm not all serious, guys. I love to laugh.
Great stuff, and you know, thank you to
Yep.
everyone for tuning in and supporting, you know, the stream as well as the live chat.
And don't forget to hit that like. As I look at this, we only have 70 likes. How many viewers do we have? Who knows? I don't see that. Oh, there's almost 3,000 people watching.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. 3,000. Jeez, I didn't know you were that popular, Tony.
Not me, Sky.
That's true.
And Roman.
Yeah,
You know, it's a great matchup.
Actually, it's CSI and Predator that are that popular, which is awesome to see. So hit that like button because we're about to go to the next match, but that won't be till 5:30. Roman is dead on this 10 ball and can close it out with this one last swing of the cue.
Yeah, he hit it beautifully to get on the 10. Very well earned.
Thanks for being here, everyone. Fantastic.
Come on, baby.
We'll see you at 5:30.